So I'm here at the Art of Recovery Expo in Phoenix with my good friend Jen. Jen, tell us what brings you here today.
So today I'm here representing two booths. It's the treatment center that I'm a therapist for and a 12-step fellowship.
Excellent, excellent. Now tell us what is and if you have any personal connection to the recovery community itself.
I do. I belong to a couple 12-step fellowships. Yeah, I've been sober 7.5 years now.
Excellent, excellent. So Jen, a lot of people talk about in the program there being some type of moment of clarity, like that realization that, you know, enough's enough, this has gone too far, I need to seek help, I need to find a new way of life, a new design for living, because clearly the way that I'm living right now is not the way that I want to be living. What can you tell them? I mean, what was that for you?
Okay, so I know we talked about this earlier. For me, it wasn't a specific moment of clarity. It was a transition from the pride of being a drug addict, because I was very proud of that, and I liked the label, to getting involved in opiates and where I was always getting sick, and transitioning to the feeling of just wanting to die. So I knew I couldn't keep up what I was doing. The tolerance was high for me. There was a lot of money spent. My relationships were in shambles. And the drugs weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing anymore, which was to allow me to navigate through life without fear. And so invariably, the feeling of wanting to die was so overwhelming, and it wasn't a suicidal type thing. It was more of I can't keep living like this anymore. But I was so terrified of the unknown. I was terrified of what a sober life was. I hadn't been sober in years, so I didn't know what that would look like. But that fear wasn't as strong as the suffering. So there came a point where I was offered treatment and I was just done. You know, I was 35 years old. I was finished. And I just walked through that experience of getting sober, and I've been sober ever since.
Awesome. Can you maybe take a minute or so and tell me kind of what are some of the beautiful things, the gifts that have been given to you in your sober life, your recovered way of life?
So, first and foremost, I wake up and I'm not sick.
That's always great.
I developed a very strong connection to a spirit within me, which was very important for me, a higher power, if you will. And my relationships blossomed, and old relationships fell away and new relationships came into my life that are really healthy. And I'm just a healthy, spiritually rounded individual. So I've experienced a lot of balance. I was able to go back to school. You know, the one thing I want to do the most is help others. And so I became a therapist at a treatment center. And being involved in the program has allowed me to cultivate relationships with people of like mind that are service-oriented, and it just makes me really happy. You know, I was so selfish for my entire life, so self-centered, and it just feels so good. It feeds my soul.
Yeah.
You know, and I heard someone a few weeks ago use the phrase spiritual necrosis, and that's what I was experiencing before I got sober.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice to not have my soul being eaten away anymore. It's to just fill it up with service and good things. So my whole life, I mean, I feel like a completely different person. You know, it's looking back on that fear that I had and that terror, like I can go back and nurture that self and say, it's okay, you know, walk into treatment, it's all right. You know, it's like help that inner girl that was scared to go to treatment, you know. And it's just, life is so beautiful now.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you for that.